Aries, hello and welcome to your summer 2023 shapeshift reading. We are looking at the shape you're shifting out of, the shape you're shifting into, and what that shapeshift looks and feels like over the summer season. I'm Andy, I'm your reader. I'm going to tell you how this works. So this reading is meant to carry you through the whole summer season. You'll watch it once initially at the shift drop here at the summer solstice in June, and then you'll watch it again at the midpoint, say like the first week of August, because you'll already have lived through some of the summer season and you'll have a lot more information to bring to the reading and it will speak to you really differently. And then you'll watch it a third time at the end of the season around September 15th before we reach the fall equinox. So you can look back in hindsight and get that magical experience of seeing your whole shift trajectory after you've lived through it and how it showed up in the cards. So if you like that kind of thing and you want to have a shift experience in community, then investigate the full shift readings with us over in the shifting space. The link is in the description. Okay. I am joined here today by Yes, the Oracle, by one of our community members, Kira Pranetta. This Oracle deck is incredibly picture oriented. It is absolutely a collage deck, deeply intuitive. So we're having a little fun this summer, Aries. Okay, let's get into this. What is the shape shift for Aries this summer? Aries. Oh wait, 3 cards came out. Hold on. Oh wait. I think we're supposed to see this top card, so I'll just take that one. Yeah, the other two feel a little irrelevant. Okay, whoa. I knew choosing this deck for the summer was going to be wild. Let's look at this together. Okay. What is happening here, Aries? Okay, first of all, I have to say that this deck was created by an incredibly Cancerian person. If I've used this deck as a way to connect with the moon in the past, because it's so lunar to me. And Kira herself is so lunar, being ruled by the moon. And I mean, look at that crab right in the center of that card in your shapeshift here. So yeah, Cancer energy is really strong. It's the season we're in. Oh my gosh, it also looks like a crab is trying to creep over the eye in the first card here on the left. I don't know if you can see that. There's like a sea anemone and then maybe a crab underneath of it. Okay, anyway, look at this. We've got this eye crying. We've got what looks like an eclipse happening. And then there's a newborn baby on the bottom left of this card and a bunch of like sea barnacles. Okay, so there's some sort of emotional release, like massive. When I think of a newborn baby, I just think of like, whew, something just popping out. Finally, you know, something that's been maybe held inside. So there's some sort of release that this shift is starting us off with. And then we have this blackout poem in the center. Whistle, want the answer as a long feather, fly with great wings. Cryptic, I love it. And then the shape you're shifting into is a really different eye. There's like this completely different perspective once you have this emotional release. There's some shattered glass and then the intact lens. This just really feels to me like the beginning of the summer is really important for you, Aries. This Cancer energy is coming in super, super strong. It's almost like ride that and let whatever emotional releases are happening happen. Whistle want the answer as a long feather. It's something about wanting the answer. And maybe the answer is really just in the kind of perspective shift that an emotional release can get you, or some sort of really big release moment can just give you a complete other perspective on things. Even the picture in the back of the crab is like we're watching a car drive from a bird's eye view. The eye is up in the sky. What was a shattered lens, we are able to like photograph it almost. Again, there's like an objectivity that has happened passing through this really intense emotional release eclipse type thing. And this is kind of cool actually, Aries, because I often think of eclipses as things that happen in the blink of an eye, which is true and also not, because sometimes whatever happens on an eclipse or is initiated near an eclipse takes a while to fully unfold or for its meaning to fully become clear in our lives. Other times it's very evident. Something is here one moment and it is not the next, or like life looks one way and then it looks a totally different way. So that's the kind of energy we're working with. It's really stark. You know, it's like this one moment and then a totally like cleared vision. Okay, I see the way I was feeling in Cancer season. I've got this very different perspective now. You know, I can see that like shattered glass moment from this other lens. It's feeling it's at least looking really different to me. And if it looks different, it probably feels different too. But the experience of it this summer, Aries, might be a little cryptic. I'm getting this sensation too of like when everything is sort of flowing really intensely and there's this really big surge, sometimes the most meaning can be made if you edit. If you edit. Because that's really what a blackout poem is. It's like scratching out all these other words so that you can isolate something very specific, even if it feels random to you, and then read it back to yourself to make some meaning. There's something here about editing, about honing in, and that will help alleviate a sense of something being a little cryptic or mysterious or difficult to understand. Or just being overwhelming. Like I'm imagining this birth experience of like, you know, suddenly your life has completely changed and there's all this overwhelming new stuff that you're responsible for or wanting to learn about and do. And the best thing you can do is try to forget about all of that and just focus on what you need to do right now. First, you know, you need to wake up and maybe wake up this other thing that has just released out of gestation and into your experience. And then you need to take a bath, and then you need to eat some breakfast. And then, you know, it's like one thing at a time strings together this meaning. So I guess what I'm saying is there's like a big release this summer. On the other side of it, you're gonna see things really, really differently. And in the meantime, it might feel totally cryptic and maybe even overwhelming. And the best thing you can do is just edit out all the stuff you don't need to read, don't need to learn, don't need to think about, don't need to be responsible for. Hone in on, and now I'm like hearing this serenity prayer, you know, like grant me the acceptance to accept what I can't change things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And it's almost like anything that's out of your control this summer gets blacked out. I can't control any of that. I can control what I eat. I can control when I wake up. I can control my interactions with this particular person. I can control maybe my outlook towards this thing in my life. And that's all I'm going to focus on. That's how you find your way through this change in this season, which I think will wind up changing your perspective on something that starts in Cancer season. It's almost like, okay, you have this release experience in Cancer season. You kind of just have to make your way through the rest of the summer by just like focusing as much as you can. And then by the end, you'll look back at June, July, Cancer season and be like, okay, you know, like if you're watching this in September, maybe you're able to look back at this Cancer experience, that moment, and be like, right, okay, I see it now, you know? I see it now from a different lens. And whatever it is, it looks great. I mean, I love this card. It feels really positive. And it feels like the intensity of this shattered glass experience, which can be this, is really small compared to where you end up through this shift. Okay, Aries, that's cool. That's really cool. Just in case you're leaving me on this side of things, I do want to leave you with a word. This is my Notes to Self deck. It's just something I made a long time ago and continue to add to. So what's the note to self for Aries before we clarify and continue this reading here? What's the note to self at this point? Okay, great. Trust your truth. Trust your truth, friend. Yeah, especially this like cryptic stuff. If it, again, like feels cryptic, feels overwhelming, feels hard to read, it's really important to just like trust your truth, and you'll find that in how you feel. And there's a lot that you may not know, and that's okay. Just black that all out and focus on what you do. Focus on what, when you tune into it, you go, yes, that is my truth. Even if it's like one tiny thing, like I am hungry. Yeah, it can be that small and minute as a way to make your way through the summer. Or like, I know I don't want to leave this city. Okay, great. That's a truth we can leave open as part of the poem or part of the puzzle. And again, don't forget, you will see the bigger picture on the other side. Okay, cool. So we're going to continue this reading now, and members of the Shifting Space will have access to this full thing as well as the full readings for all the other signs. We're going to get into it with this We See deck. It's a game. It's like a picture association game, really fun. So we're going to see what other images might speak to us about this shift reading for you. And maybe we'll pull out some tarot too. So if you want to keep going, I'll see you over there.